The Donovan Mitchell trade rumors are back and they're hotter than ever. But I want to start today's show with this question before we take a deep dive into what Brian Windhorst had to say about a Donovan Mitchell and New York Knicks trade. Would you include R.J. Barrett in a trade for Donovan Mitchell? Type Y for yes, or you can go down and type N for no. What's going on, everybody? You're watching New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. And before we get into the Donovan Mitchell rumors, I want to give a shout out to Aura, today's presenting sponsor, an all-in-one digital safety tool that'll help you stay protected online. We'll tell you more about them later on in today's show, but you can get started with a 14-day free trial at aura.com/chatsports. I'll put the link to that in the comments and description of this video. But Donovan Mitchell, the trade rumors started yesterday when Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN said that the Utah Jazz would and are willing to listen to Donovan Mitchell trade requests and trade calls. And we knew that. And if you're a subscriber and a real one here at New York Knicks Now, you knew that because we said that on Monday's video. But Brian Windhorst backdoored Woj and said this today. I think we're going to hear a lot about Mitchell and the New York Knicks in the next couple of days. And that's big. And we've got a quote to get to from Windhorst. But let's be honest. He has been winning this summer. He's been on fire. He noted the Rudy Gobert trade. He's been on top of everything. And this meme that went viral, he was talking about the Utah Jazz and how the last time Danny Ainge came over and took over a franchise like he did with the Boston Celtics, he tore it all the way down. And it looks like he's going to be doing that with Utah in the coming days. They already traded Rudy Gobert, and according to Woj, it sounds like a Donovan Mitchell trade is closer than it may appear. This was his full quote, what he had to say. The New York Knicks have 8 tradable first-round picks and a need and a desire for a star player like Donovan Mitchell, who is from the New York area. Some people believe this is an inevitability. It's just a matter of what price can be negotiated. Other teams are interested in Mitchell, and it can go in a different direction. He also said this. They can keep Mitchell, that being the Jazz, or at least posture that they're going to keep it. But I think we're going to hear a lot about Mitchell and the New York Knicks in the coming days. He also said people feel that everything the Jazz are doing right now is just an effort to elicit the best offer they can get from the New York Knicks. Danny Ainge is going to do everything he can to pull every asset that Leon Rose has in his grasp to make a trade happen. If you want Donovan Mitchell to go from the Salt Lake City to Madison Square Garden in New York City, it's going to cost a lot. You're going to have to trade a lot of your picks. Like Windhorst said, you have 8 tradable first-round picks over the next 7 years. If you want to make that deal happen, you can do it. You have all the pieces to make it happen. You have more ammunition in the chamber and in the gear of the gun to make something happen. So I'll ask you this question. How many first-round picks are you willing to give up in a Donovan Mitchell trade? If you have 11 first-round picks over the next 7 years, and you can trade 8 of them, give me a number of how many first-round picks you're willing to give up in a trade for Donovan Mitchell. If a Donovan Mitchell trade happens, we're going to be breaking it down on this channel. We might even go live at youtube.com/KnicksTV. And look, another reason to subscribe, because when news and rumors come out, when Windhorst says it is inevitable that a Donovan Mitchell trade to the New York Knicks is going to happen, we get you guys a video. We put out videos every single day throughout the NBA offseason, and it sounds like we're going to be doing them every single day during the NBA season. But we got to get to 10,000 subscribers. We're just over 500 subs away, and if we get there, we'll continue to do more videos. So if you want that, go down right now and hit that big red button. My thought process on all of this is F them picks. Seriously, if you can go and keep a core of RJ, OB, IQ, Quentin Grimes, I don't care how many picks you have to give up. You can give up as many first-round picks as it takes if you're going to be able to keep on to the players that have already proven to be winning pieces in the NBA. Emmanuel Quickley, I think he's someone that can come off the bench and contribute on a winning team. Quentin Grimes, he's a perfect 3-and-D player in the NBA. And Obi Toppin has untapped potential. We saw that down the end of the season. So if I have to give up one of the 4 first-round picks that I have in 2023, or one of the first-round picks I have in 2024, or 2 of the first-round picks in 2025, do it. You have 11 first-round picks over the next 7 years. If you want to trade 8 of them, go and do so. Make it happen. But I would be very, very hesitant to give up players on this roster. I would not trade RJ Barrett. He's untouchable. He's honestly the only untouchable player on this roster. But the sad reality is you're probably not going to keep RJ, OB, and IQ. You probably only get to keep RJ, and you're going to have to give up OB and IQ. That's just the facts. I would think that Danny Ainge would want both of those guys. If Leon Rose can find a way to keep 2 of these 3 mentioned, the Knicks would be winners of the deal because they got to keep a majority of their young core as well as adding Donovan Mitchell. That's big in this trade for Leon Rose, in my opinion. This, to be honest, gives me Carmelo Anthony vibes once again, but a little bit worse. We knew Carmelo Anthony was great. Hindsight's 2020. Did it work out? No, because the Knicks didn't win a finals. But they were the most relevant they'd been since Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell, and Patrick Ewing. And that was fun to see. And Donovan Mitchell, he's a lot like Carmelo Anthony. But this is the big difference. Melo, he was 27, 28. Donovan Mitchell just turned 25 years old. He still hasn't entered the prime of his NBA career. Whereas Melo, when he came to the Knicks, he could have waited in free agency and then signed, but we gave up everything in Mozgov, Wilson Chandler, Danilo Gallinari, Raymond Felton, and 2 first-round picks for Melo when he was 27 and about to be a free agent. Donovan Mitchell, he still has 3-4 years left on his contract, and I think it's a better fit right now because I think the Knicks are closer to contending now than they were with Melo back in 2010. And Donovan Mitchell is just 25 years old, still has plenty of miles left to give in the NBA. We told you about Aura at the top of the show, so let's tell you more about him. You can get near real-time alerts on suspicious credit inquiries. So start a 14-day free trial at aura.com/chatsports. We do more online now than ever, and Aura is going to do more to keep you safe. They'll help you, your family members. You can have 5 family members on your plan. There's no reason to not get started because I got my debit card hacked into, and I was a loser. I wasn't hooked up with Aura, but I've been good to go since I got straight with Aura, and you can too. Get started today, aura.com/chatsports. I think a baseline of what to look for in a trade comes from the Rudy Gobert trade. Did the Timberwolves overpay? Probably. Does that mean that's the benchmark of every trade that's going to happen going forward for a star? I say no, but I do think they're going to want a similar package back with a good player in Malik Beasley, a young first-rounder in Walker Kessler. Vanderbilt's a solid player. They got 4 first-round picks and a pick swap. So I think that is something to look at as a New York Knicks fan if you're in the camp of wanting to trade for Donovan Mitchell. So I thought of this trade idea. We were talking about it in the office, everybody here at Chat Sports. And honestly, I'm not even sure if I would do this deal. And I'm not even sure if it's enough for Danny Ainge to want to do this deal. But I'll ask you guys the question. Donovan Mitchell goes to the New York Knicks. The Jazz, they get Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish, Emmanuel Quickley, Evan Fournier, and 4 first-round picks. That works. It matches the salary. They get some young players in Grimes, Reddish, and Quickley, and you give up 4 first-round picks, and you'd still have 7 first-round picks over the next 7 years if you're the New York Knicks. So I'll ask you this question. Would you make this trade if you were Leon Rose? Type A for accept, type D for decline. I don't know if I would do it. I really don't. I like Donovan Mitchell, but I also think that Grimes, Quickley, and the 4 first-round picks are very, very valuable trade assets. So I want to hear from you in the comments section right now. You can go down in the comments, type A for accept, or you can go down in the comments and type D for decline. Let's talk about the backcourt of Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell if a trade were to happen. Because I've talked about it. I said I'd be concerned about the defensive backcourt because they're both 6'1", 6'2" guards that aren't really elite defenders. Jalen Brunson is a solid defender to a little bit above average. He's really a high IQ player. I think that will help the Knicks on defense. But Mike Conley is also 6'1", 6'2", and he was a great defender with the Memphis Grizzlies, but when he got to the Utah Jazz, he was on the tail end of his career, and he wasn't an elite defender. And we know Donovan Mitchell is not. But the Jazz the last 3 years with Mike Conley have finished in the top 10 when it comes to points per game allowed, in the good way. They only allowed the 9th most points in 2019, the 3rd most points in 2020, and the 10th most points in 2021. Would your defensive backcourt be small in Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell? No doubt about it. But that does not mean wholeheartedly you would have a bad defense. A Brunson and Donovan Mitchell backcourt means that Mitchell Robinson has to be great. He has to be on that Rudy Gobert level, because that's why those Jazz teams were able to be a top 10 defense 3 years in a row with Mitchell and Conley. It was because Rudy Gobert was able to be one of the best rim protectors in the NBA. And that's why you're paying Mitchell Robinson 4 years, $60 million to be an elite rim protector. And if you have Mitchell and Brunson out on the perimeter guarding, you put a lot of pressure on Robinson. He's going to have to take a step and cement himself as one of the best rim protectors in the association. At the end of the day, Donovan Mitchell is an elite player. Is he top 10? No. Top 5? Top 15? You can argue it. Top 20? I don't think you can. I think he is a top 20 NBA player. And when you can go and make a trade and get your hands on that type of guy, you got to think long and hard about it and probably do it. Because the team that gets the best player in a trade tends to win that deal. And if you get to keep R.J. Barrett, you do it. If you can pair Brunson, Barrett, Donovan Mitchell, and Mitchell Robinson as a foursome that you can build around that are all under 25 years old, you do it and you laugh to the bank while you're doing it, because that's 4 players that can be pillars in a rebuild and a retool in New York. We know Donovan Mitchell is great. The past 4 seasons, he's done that. He's been at his whole NBA career. Back in 2018, he averaged 24 points per game. In 2019, he averaged 24 points per game. In 2020, he averaged 26.5. And this past year, he averaged 25.5. A backcourt of Brunson, Mitchell, and RJ, with Mitchell Robinson patrolling the blue paint at Madison Square Garden. I think that's something that you can build around, and it's not a move that you have to win right now, because all of those guys are still under 25 years old. We'll end the video with this question. Do you want the Knicks to go all in on a Donovan Mitchell trade? Because that's what it's going to take. You're going to have to push all your chips into the middle, and you're going to have to make a move with Danny Ainge, and that's going to be tough. He likes to absolutely screw over the other teams, and that's what he should do as a general manager. But we'll end with this question. Do you want the Knicks to go all in for Donovan Mitchell? Type T for trade, or you can go down, type P for pass. I appreciate everybody that's made New York Knicks Now a part of their day today. Show me some love over on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. Another way to find out the fastest way about the latest New York Knicks news and rumors is by following me on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_.